up, that old guy? Welcome to the stream, even though you're in it. What's up? Just chilling? Oh, yeah. I don't know if they can hear you yet. Let me... Okay. Say something?
I lost to my football team.
There we go. Alright, we should be able to hear you now. And let me check this. What? Oh, you're the first one? Are you ready, that old guy?
I'm ready.
All right, then ready up on your game. That candle guy. So when did you become that candle guy? Let everyone know.
I feel like I've been candle guy since I remember.
Are you ready for gate crash?
I am. I'm gonna somehow keep up with everyone.
You got this.
Here we go. Ready for the action. Here we go. Everyone's so much fancier than me. Could at least get like Santa hat. Move.
Goodness gracious. My game was super delayed. It took forever before I could start. And then when I started, everyone had already moved on. What happened? Oh no. Oh, this is not good. Hey, Stick Amethyst, welcome in. Ah! We're playing Fall Guys today. Fastra with the 30 stream streak. That is indeed epic, Miss Fastra. Welcome in. How'd you do that, old guy?
Uh-oh. Apparently lost.
That's okay. That is quite the stream streak, Fastra. How have you done it? How have you done this? Oh, did you forget to back out?
Yeah.
Yeah, just so it takes less time. As soon as we get out, then like press B to exit, and then that way you don't start the next round. Because then it takes a while to start. Are you excited for the first full performance of Golden on Jimmy Fallon tomorrow? I didn't know it was tomorrow, but yes. That's gonna be so epic. I wonder what he's gonna say about it. What Mr. Jimmy's gonna say. That is so epic.
That was enormous.
Yeah, it took a while. So yeah, because you have to back out pretty quickly after. You only have a short window to back out. So make sure you do it quickly.
Well,
Stitch and Spider-Man.
Well,
Oh my goodness. Holy guacamole, what is this? Okay, there we go. Ah! Oh nice, it actually flung me forward. You never know with those little panels. How are you faring, that old guy?
hey. Oh, good. And then I got busted on by a snowball, but now I'm on the next thing.
Where are you at now?
On the stairs. Going past the punching things. Yikes.
Did you get punched?
I got punched. And yikes. Oh my gosh.
No! Oh! That was close. Good job, that old guy. We made it.
We win? We didn't win, but at least we shouldn't be eliminated.
Yeah, we're pretty good this time around. Yeah! Qualified. Boo, 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 boo.
Like off stream, maybe you can help me get rid of Candlehead.
You don't like your Candlehead status?
I just want to update him.
Okay. It's kind of fitting though for you to just be a candle. How long do you think you've been a candle?
More than a year, probably a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. All right, that old guy. You good at soccer?
Not really, but I will try.
Try to get into that end zone. And it's low gravity too, so that's important. Ugh.
All right, we always scored.
Good job, that
Nice.
coach guy.
No.
Dang, this is a lot different with the low gravity. Usually it's normal gravity, but now everything's. Uh-oh. No, I almost got it. I almost dove right into it. That would have been epic. No! Oh, we had some
so
solid
somebody saved it.
defense. Ah! I couldn't get the ball. Come on now. Okay, good. Oh, they're gonna stop it. They're gonna stop it for sure. Not if I have something to say about it. Come on. Stop. Ah. This is tough. Ah.
Somebody bring it back.
I can't believe we
Get it
scored
back
so
this way.
fast and now no one has scored again. No! Overtime. Come on, guys. Uh-oh. That might be going in. That might be... Oh, good. Yellow Stitch with the defense. Come on. That's it right there. Stacy Joanne, welcome in. Hi, we're playing Fall Guys, but right now we're in a deadlock game. We're playing sports ball, just like how you like sports, Stacy. You're so big on sports. It's your thing. Oh, that's it! That's it! Come on! Let's go! Go sports! Go sports! Go sports! Stacy said you're very excited for that performance of Golden. I know, right? It's gonna be epic. Thanks for the hydrate time. Sticking with us. Nice. Also, hi. Twitch didn't tell me you were live, so that's Pog. Dang, Twitch is hating. You know this one?
Time count with Dr. Pepper.
What?
Just hydrate time count with Dr. Pepper.
Yes. I'll allow it. Stacy, you gotta talk to your Twitch manager because they were trying to get you from watching my stream. I'm glad you still made it, though. We're going up, up, up. It's our moment. Yeah, Stacy and Bastra. Ah! Yes, I live. I live those.
How'd you die?
I don't know what button it is on your controller. Maybe like try X or Y. Oh wait, I think I saw you diving.
It's X.
It's X. Nice. Ah! I'll go again. Can't see.
What the heck?
Yeah. No, keep getting that gold at the end. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Excuse me. Whee! Got it. 2 more points. 2 more points, that old guy. Ah! We did it! We almost didn't qualify. Did you see the SNL skit with them in it? What with K-pop Demon Hunters people? No, I did not see that. Let's go, Stacy. You're epic. That's true. You should have started playing earlier, so I could have hard carried you both. Oh, Stacy. You wanted to. You would have joined up our lobby if we streamed earlier. Aw, no you.
Oh,
look at this, we made it to the final.
It's ours.
No, but seriously, I would have joined. Aw, man. If only it was earlier then. I still appreciate you stopping by then. Alright, that old guy, get that crown. Oh, it's close. It's close. This guy, we're wanting to watch out for that. Ah! No, I got hit. I've been struck. How is he pulling ahead so hard, so far? This is impossible. Ah! Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, no, it was the guy who I thought was gonna win. The Stitch one as well, by association. GG. Yep.
At least we made it to the final.
I know, that was good. That was good. Uh-oh, this one's tough. This one was my enemy for a while. Let's see if we can overcome the odds and still qualify.
Any tips and tricks?
Avoid the fruit, even though it's really hard and sometimes it comes like directly at you. But try your best to dodge if you can. Go down the side, says Stacy. Alright. Let's do it. Is my advice. Let's see. Let's go down the side. Candle. Candle codes guy. There's a hot dog. Woo! How come I'm hearing an echo of the Fall Guys game through your mic?
I don't know how to fix that.
Is the audio coming through your headphones?
Yeah. The audio for the actual game is coming out of my laptop.
I thought you had headphones.
Well, if I have the headphones on, I'm connected to Discord using my AirPods.
I recommend.
So if I put on the headphones from the big ones, then the Discord I'm not connected to that.
You can open Discord on the laptop. There's a mobile version. Oh no, you avoid the logs, just have to deal with the fruit. That's true. And then Stacy said, "Oh no, I'm backseating Fall Guys." I'll allow it. I'll allow it. In the SNL skit, Zoe did her iconic "caca." Oh, I know. I'm gonna watch this now. We gotta watch it later, Fastra. That sounds pretty epic. Ooh, there's one. Oh, it's going the other way,
What do
though.
we gotta do?
Jump on the little panels that are lit up. Oh, I found one.
Well, me too. Oh,
All right, we got 3 out of 10 so far. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, did that count for us?
hit one. What do you know?
Nice. Oh, nice.
I stole it from you.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah! No.
And I got another one.
Let's go, that old guy. Okay.
Yippee!
Oh, this guy has a magic carpet. That's pretty cool. He's just flying around. But not getting enough lit buttons. Oh, looks like he is going to qualify. This team is just one more. Oh, there's so many, but he wasn't able to get any of them. Boing. Oh no, they're stuck at 9 out of 10. Neither him nor his teammate are getting any? How could this happen? Ooh.
Let's see if it gets kicked out.
Nope, the magic carpet
didn't.
guy stayed in. Oh, it's this one again.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, we got this.
Get to the end.
That's the goal.
How do you do a quick start?
Quick start? What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. Some of these people seem to go fast, like right from the get-go.
Oh, I don't know. Oh no, I got rejected by the ball. I was so wanting to get that gold. Come on, slide. There we go. That's better. That's the gold. Gonna be golden. Ah. Ah. That was bogus.
Oh,
Gold. All right. Oh no. 5 out of 6 qualified. Oh no, no. We didn't make it. Ball to the face. You saw that? You saw that, Stacy? Darn it. Make sure you backed out. I hope you backed out.
the Kraken Slam. I'm gonna watch real players just for a second. Not really.
Oh, you didn't back out, did you?
No, got it.
Like right after it shows that we got eliminated, then back out. Just so we can get to our next game and improve our odds of winning. All
Right, here
right,
we go.
another
This is a good
sliding.
one.
Stacy's
this one.
favorite. Nah. Yes, it is. Has to be your favorite. I'm gonna do the Stacy shortcut again. All right, dive
I'm right
for it,
behind
that old
you,
guy,
FYI.
dive. What?
Right behind you.
Uh-huh. Speed down this track. Oh no, I didn't do the Stacy shortcut. Stacy's gonna be disappointed in me now. Alright. I made it. How are you doing?
Going down the track.
Nice. And that old guy makes it, bringing our squad position to 6. I would say that's pretty good. Let's go. That old guy's on a 7-stream streak. Nice. All y'all on your stream streaks. Y'all some real fans. Appreciate it. Ooh, this one can be tricky.
Is a gold medal.
You're gonna get a gold medal?
It says this is the gold medal. Oh no, I guess we're still qualifying.
Yeah, it's not the end yet. Oh. I know. I was ready to play.
Where did you go?
It said you've been
there?
disconnected from the server out of nowhere. Oh.
So does that mean that there's no way for me to win?
Yeah, because I can't be there. I'm not in the game.
Aw.
Yeah, it just happened.
I just jumped off.
Yeah. You should be able to just quit out. You hate to see it. Get over here. Stretching time, thank you. Good time to stretch in between games. the ready button.
I did, but then I was going to open up Discord on my laptop.
Oh, yeah, you can do that while we're waiting. While the game's waiting to start.
Like now, you mean?
Yeah. You have time. Just open Discord and then go back to the game. The whirligig. All right, it's starting.
Gotcha. For some reason, when I opened up Discord, I like turned my volume really low. That's weird.
Yeah. Why is there no spinning parts at that bit? It was so empty.
I don't know, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's usually a little bit harder with those spinning bars, but they just were MIA. I don't know what that was about.
It's a glitch. Take it. Somehow like last or something, but whatever.
Ooh. No. Let's go.
You finished just ahead of me.
Oh, nice. You did pretty good on that one, then.
Well, when they don't have part of the bars there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
We are in the top 20%, it said.
Hey, that's what's up.
Only 3 people got eliminated.
Uh-huh. Which is,
Well,
again,
somebody
doesn't
must
make
have
much
dropped
sense.
out.
Because if we're in squads of 2 each, why was there only 3 people eliminated?
I was guessing that somebody dropped out, like, you know, they got booted from the server,
Yeah.
leaving only one of their.
Alright, we did pretty good on this one last time. We got this.
Move there, Christmas Bob.
Hello.
Move.
Dang it. I was trying to walk just off the edge, but I missed. Two out of 10. Let's go. No. Dang, that guy was ready.
I think I got one.
4 out of 10. Nice, nice. No, I choked that so hard. Oh.
Somebody
Alright, at least
stole
I
it
still got it.
right as I was clicking on it. I mean, jumping on it.
7 out of 10. Okay. Why is this guy just standing there? Dang it. One more, that old guy. That's all we need. You got it?
Yeah.
Hey. Let's go. Flying through the air, this is awesome cat skin in the Fall Guys game, cause it is jumping all around with his cute ears and his tail, and he is multicolored. Has some sort
about
of
the orange-
pattern, I
orange
can
cat?
tell. Yeah. Ooh, the orange cat is out. The guy with the inflatable alien is still in, though.
Okay. What's next?
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, this one's tricky.
Oh, invisible pass. I hate this one.
I know. It is
Look at the map screen.
sus. There's just some reason I can never wrap my head around it, and I'm like, wait, which one am I on now, and which one of it? I can't ever do it. But I'll try. Maybe today will be the day that I get it.
Huh. Oops.
Oh,
What
snap.
the heck?
Thought for sure. Guess not. Alright, so from here to
here.
there, right? Okay, good. I swear that's what I did
Then we
last
turn
time.
a diagonal. Oh no!
What the heck is going on?
Angle.
Ah!
What's next?
I can't tell.
Oh, this one. Oh no! Oh. Come on.
I don't understand. Stacy, help. Ow.
Oh, forward. No.
You're bad at this one? It's okay. I am too. And so is everyone else, because no one's qualifying. Why are we not able to go continue on? What's going on, guys?
Shoot.
I don't understand what's going on. I don't get this one. That one doesn't make any sense.
No one qualified.
How are we eliminated? No one? If everyone? Really?
Oh, it glitched.
Wow.
Well, now what?
So that one is awful. That is amazing. Okay. Just no one.
That was weird.
Everyone got eliminated, even though we should have all passed because we all did the same. That was impossible. I swear there was no path. There was no path to the end. That made no sense. There was no way.
Go. Here we go.
Hopefully this one's a bit better.
Racing to the finish line.
Like, I stepped on all the available paths, and it seemed like there just wasn't any. There was no path to get to the end. It's so weird.
The light on the thing at the end didn't only show it on the very far left. There was a path, but there wasn't a path to get to where the through the finish line was. So
Yeah. Makes
Is
no
that-
sense. I hate that one now. I wish they would remove it. Oh! I didn't know there was anyone in front of me, honestly.
I don't even know.
Wait for me. Yes, I made it. Ah! Back shortly. Gonna get ready for bed. Oh, gotcha, Stace. You mean you're brushing your teeth and the like? Good stuff, good stuff. Woo. Woo. Yeah. Nice. Brush those teeth, Stace.
I don't even know what to do.
Where? Ah! Dagnabbit. Dang it. Woo! I got in. Uh-oh. What's going on, that old guy? No!
Oh,
You have to wait for the things to be able to walk across them. You just walked right off the edge.
mm-hmm.
So wait for it to be coming upwards. Alright? Alright, now go to the other end. Get on that one. Oh.
I am going to lose.
Jump on there. Okay. Now go through and then wait for it. Wait. No, you don't have to go that. Okay. We still qualified because I made it, but that was painful to
Thank
watch.
goodness.
That was pretty
painful to do.
You kept trying to rush it instead of waiting for the next one, the next cycle. It's okay. We still made it. This one again! Holy moly. We keep doing this one. At least it's pretty fun.
Right, here we go. I see Stitch.
Why is the Stitches so prevalent?
Nice. Oh, come on.
What?
I hit the edge of a thing and it knocked me over entirely. It's like, whatever.
All right, I got our first one. We're not doing so hot this time around, but it might still be doable. Oh. All right, so we're up to 6 out of 10. We're doing all right. Seven, 8. Nine and 10, yeah.
But you carried on that one for sure.
But you still got some, so that's what counts. I would say I carried more on the previous one, where you didn't even make it. If only we had more time, then I would have been able to explain about what I meant by waiting for the next platform. Because you would have been able to do it, you just needed a little bit more time. Oh, this one's a little tough. Oh, Stick Amethyst. Thank you for the resub for 48 months. Currently on a 40-month streak. Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. Enjoy your ad-free viewing and epic emotes.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why I didn't make a notification sound. You deserved one, but I'll replicate it. But you should have heard. Holy mackerel! I did not see that. Oh, that's chaotic. The people with the blaster balls.
I got blasted.
Yeah, it happens.
It wasn't even me being my typical not very good at this game self. I was just running and then I got blasted with something from the cannon and there was zero reaction.
Yeah, you gotta be looking up at it to see where they're being launched, so you can know ahead of time. Why does this guy hate Christmas? Hey, buddy. Hey. Hello. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Holy macaroni. Aru time. Woo! Hey, everybody. What's going on? Aru raid. Oh, my goodness. My notifications aren't working right now, but what's up? What's going on? Howdy, Redbird. Oh, no, I died. Thank you for following, y'all. Oh my goodness. I appreciate this so much. Hello, Raiders. Aru says, I hope you're having a good stream. I indeed am. Whoa, thank you for the bits. Hey, oh my goodness. March to the Sky says, have a great stream. Thank you. I will. Holy macaroni. Oh, your emotes, Aru. That is awesome. Sonic X profile picture, you're so cool. Yup, let's go. Oh my goodness, what were you doing? What were you doing, Aru? What was your stream? How is the Fall Guys going, asks Prodigy487. It is going pretty good. We haven't won yet, but we've made it to the final round quite a few times. Oh, Kirby, nice, yep. Oh no, we didn't make it. Family Feud? Family Feud with... Oh, that sounds so fun. You got this. Thank you. We hope you're having fun during Fall Guys. I am indeed. Soapied. Thank you. Let me start up the next game here. We were playing some Family Feud. I see. Let me give you a follow. I really appreciate that. That was very unexpected. And... He's still getting follows. Evo 27500. They normally make sounds. I don't know why my of course right now it's when it decides to not make any sound. Oh, it did that. It did that. At least we got that sound. Bam, bam. Log in as Twitch. I'm going to my notification setting. Hope you're doing well and hope you're well and having a good time. They're making some sounds. Yeah, it's something. All right, let me see. Everyone who's followed, let me read this. Aru with the raid. Way of the Hatto 92. Vazari 5683. Glitter IQQ. Ara Celeries. WX Awesome Core X. Soaped Evo 27500. Waffle Wonder. DJ Deadbeats. March to the Sky. B Blueberry Toast Tea. Have a good stream. Thank you, Yandao. Sida. Thank you. I'm not sure how to say. We hear the sounds you do? Okay. That's good. That's good. I can't hear it on my end, but I trust that it's making sounds. Thank you. Ready up, that old guy?
2 seconds.
Yeah, we're out here playing. I'm playing Fall Guys with my dad. His tag is that old guy. He's not readying up for some reason. I don't know what he's doing, but there we go. All right, back to business. So, Family Feud. That sounds pretty fun. I have played Family Feud for the Switch, but it might be you probably were playing a different version. Waffle Wonder, I hope y'all have a great stream. I hope so too. We haven't gotten that crown just yet, but we're getting there. Just having fun. Cool dad. I hope I could play Fall Guys with my dad too. Yes, I would hope that for you as well. Very sweet and wholesome. Thank you, Polonian Promise. Yeah, it's been fun. Some of the maps he doesn't quite know how they work, but it's all right. Shout out to Dad. Here's a win.
Shout out to Dad.
Thank you for the 100
less than 3,
bits.
less than 3.
March to the sky. I appreciate that. It was a custom Family Feud. Ooh, nice. Welcome in, everyone. Family Feud's always fun. Have you played Fall Guys? Has anyone here played this wacky game? What games do you like to play? Fall Guys is one of the most common. I also like Super Smash Bros, even though I don't stream that too often. I like Tetris 99. That one's pretty fun. I like games where I can dub the voices. So I games like Twisted Wonderland that have stories. March to the Sky says, I'm so bad at Fall Guys. Oh no, we didn't make it. That's okay. She plays Fall Guys all the time?
I was right next to the finish line.
Oh, it's the outhouse from Shrek. We like playing Fall Guys sometimes on stream.
Nice.
She plays Fall Guys all the time. That's nice. Let's go. That's awesome. And thank you still for following. Let me read the ones I missed. Smart288, Nikoru-san, Yandao, Polonian Promise, Grand Blue 2, Straight Anderson, I think is how you say it. Thank you so much for the follows. Let's do this. Let's get this dub. Me and you. Oh, we're not in it. We're not in the game.
You
I forgot
met your sub goal, I think.
Oh,
You need to
really?
increase it.
Jojo Cujo, welcome in. Said noise. Grand Blue redeemed. Hydrate time. Don't mind if I do. Thanks for the redeem. March to the Sky says, hope you have fun. Gotta head to bed. Have a good night. Thank you. We'll keep playing probably for about another hour. Have a good night, March to the Sky. Thank you again for the bits. I really appreciate that. Okay, let me test your ball knowledge. Do you know Persona? You mean the one that goes do 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 ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba ba da ba da ba da ba da da. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, let's go. Yes, I know and like Persona. It's a very cool game. Fastra has seen the entire thing played through. Right, Fastra? Looking cool, Joker! Yup. Imagine if they had Persona 5. My favorite is Persona 3. Changed my outlook on life. Dang. I've heard a lot of good things about Persona 3, but I've never... That's the one I know very little about. But that's pretty interesting. What did you like about it, Polonian Promise? Uh-oh. Come on, stay on the hexagons. Let's go. And I'm very curious. How was my channel found for this raid? Did Aru just look for someone playing Fall Guys? If so, then that's pretty epic. Woo. All right, this is the one that you had trouble with, that old guy. Do you think you can?
Yep.
You think you can overcome your obstacles?
I fell again.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, that is what she did. Oh, okay. She saw you were playing with your dad. I am indeed. He is. We're playing duos. Stacy says I missed a big raid. You did miss it, Stacy. Right when you went to go brush, then I got this raid and a ton of new follows. So that was awesome. Hello, friends. Yes, this is Stacy. She is pretty epic. Let's see it. Let's watch that old guy. All right. I think you made it past the part you were stuck on last time. Holy moly, you got sent into the sky. All right, keep it up, keep it up. There you go. Dang, that old guy, you're doing so much better on this one than last time. Oh no, you missed the jump at the end. Oh, you have to do this whole thing again. That's so cruel. Wait, that's okay. Jump! Oh no! Okay.
That was just...
You jinxed it. No, Stacy. No. Go, go, go! I think you got it.
I went over it.
Either way, we qualified, so it's all good. We got a hot dog, a handsome Squidward, and normal Squidward. They have to be in a squad together. It's funny you bring up Persona while I'm playing Persona 4 Gold. Wait, what does the G stand for? That's cool though. You're playing Persona 4 P4G, the Nightwing 005. But the main dungeon in 3 is very old though. Okay, okay.
The frozen mountain to reach the finish line.
We can do it, that old guy. We got this. Santa time. Oh, you want the Santa hat? All right. I can get the Santa hat. I can get it. Just after this. Hold on. I see normal Squidward is in front of me. Ooh, Big Yeetus. Wait, I've never seen this version of it with the spinning tower. What is this? Whee! On top of the snowball. I'm so powerful. How are you doing, that old guy?
I'm right behind you.
Hey, that's what I like to hear.
Now I'm not.
Oh, that's okay. Through there, and up and over. Whee! Alright, let's watch that old guy finish. Oh, we're in first! Oh, nice catch, nice catch. I saw that. Alright. We're finishing in 5th. Oh, Santa time. My cord got stuck on my foot. The G is for golden. Persona 4 golden. That's pretty cool. Hello. I got a hat now.
Just have to assume that I'm also wearing a virtual Christmas hat as well.
What'd you say?
I'm wearing a virtual Christmas hat as well.
Oh. We're going up, up, up. Sorry.
It's our moment.
Hey, that old guy, you know. Uh-oh. Egg scramble. Golden was mentioned. I had to. You know it, Polonium. Promise. Blueberry Toast says, everywhere I go, this song follows me. OMG. It's a banger. It has to. It is a banger. It is. It's the perfect song to follow you around. Little did you know it would follow you into my stream.
Grab a golden one. Wank.
Come on. All right, you got the gold one. You're good.
I don't have a gold one, but I'll take it.
Why did my teammate grab me like that? What was going on there? Come on. Come, stop it. I'm getting eggs. Let me get eggs. Did somebody say golden egg? I'm sorry, I'll see myself out. Ow! Let go of me. Oh, is that a turret from Portal? Oh no. Hey. Let me go. Yes, yes. Alright, let me get a couple stray eggs here. Get some quick, easy points. Red? Let's go steal from red. They only have 3 eggs.
How do you actually throw the egg?
You have to jump and let go of the button.
Okay.
Alright. We're probably not gonna beat blue, but we can definitely beat red. Let go of me! Uh-oh. Red pulled ahead. We can't let this happen. Red was doing so poor. How did they do this? I'll just take this normal colored egg while they're fighting over the gold. Thank you. Alright, I think we got this one in the bag, guys. Polonian Promise says, what it sounds like is an actual perfect song. The lyrics, the lyrics, the people in the crowd going, this is what it sounds like. Hey, let's go. That part, the part, Basher says the part with the audience in that song goes hard. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Hill round. Jumpity jump.
All right, you think you got those instructions under lock, though? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there's a 5-minute timer. Imagine if it lasted that whole time. The Squidwards. The Squidwards are pushing the bar. Ah! I know. That scared me too. You've reached the house of unrecognized talent. Bum, 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 bum. Ahoy, Mr. Squidward. Where'd you go? There he is. I believe in you, that old codes guy. That old coder.
No!
Hey!
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I got swept out.
Oh no. You did good. You did good. You lasted a pretty long time.
Well, the panel I was on started shaking, and so I jumped over the next one, and then I was distracted and wasn't paying attention to the gold sweeping bar.
Oh. Ah! You have to talk like those for the next couple minutes. Oh, I still made it! Oh, it's a miracle. You want me to talk like Dr. Doofenshmirtz? Huh. Keep jumping.
Oh my gosh.
Keep on jumping! Curse you, Perry the Jumping Platypus!
I think.
No! No! My dreams are over. Oh no, Stacy Joanne, why weren't you there to help me win? Boot up your Xbox. Boot up your Xbox now.
I even created a Jumpinator.
GG. GG! I created the GG-inator, so I wouldn't have to say GG every time. You simply must say, a platypus? Perry the platypus! Happy to say it. Blueberry toast.
We made it to the golden round.
I like
now
your...
we just have to finish the golden round.
Of course, of course. I like your username, Blueberry Toast. That sounds pretty good. Dude, that was spot on. Thank you. You make my heart smile. Blue, every time I see GG, you know exactly what joke I want to make. Oh. Applause. Now that I heard. Thanks for the applause, Stacy. Everyone cheering for me. Alright, do you know this one, that old guy?
I think so. Navigate the futuristic obstacles and race to the finish line.
I've been so close to saying it, you have no idea. Fatal is a terrible influence. Oh, there must be something that some sort of reference. Alright,
Here
Patrick
we
Star.
go. I'm in the front line and I will stay that way.
Yes, you got this, that old guy. From the community. Gotcha, gotcha. Whoa! You don't want to know?
Well,
I guess I'll leave it that way then.
I'm following everybody. Oh,
Alright, alright. Did good, did good. No one step on that button, please. Oh, someone stepped on the button. Someone stepped on the button. Let me through.
oh.
Ooh, this is usually not... It's usually those swinging back and forth things. I like the spinning bar better. It's easier to dodge. Let me on! Let me on! Woo! Woo! Santa makes it.
What the heck?
Oh.
Finally.
Were you having trouble with the bridges?
Yep.
Alright, go, go, go! Nice! You made it. Alright, this is pretty simple. Avoid the spinning bar. Alright, pinball time.
Oh, come on. Really?
Try to stand on the very edge of it. We did it! We qualified. I'll take it.
Me too. Because it's about the only way I ever would. Okay. Not the memory one. Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't like the memory ones. Where you... Because they're not, you're not action. You're not going through the course. You're just staying in one spot and counting fruit. Ew, sports. Hey! Stacy, why didn't you say, you're supposed to say, go sports! Because I know you love them. Let's grab a ball, shall we? Excuse me. Whee! Uh-oh. I need a basketball. I need one fast.
Haven't gotten one. Even one.
Come on. It's okay. I've only gotten one. Got it. What's that guy doing? Oh no, we're losing. Stacy, it's because you're not here.
Do we go and run to the blue side to do the basket?
No,
No.
the yellow side. Why are they bodying us so hard? Oh no. I'm bad at this one. Apparently, I am too.
waiting for players.
Here we
Okay,
go.
this is it. This is going to be the golden round.
Okay, okay.
Here we go.
Seesaw. This one can get pretty tricky if one of the seesaws gets stuck. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
It won't, because I'm going to be in front, you see.
Ah, yes. So what's your most anticipated Nintendo game? For me, Metroid Prime 4, asks Polonian Promise. I would say Kirby Air Riders is my currently most anticipated Nintendo game. I played Kirby Air Ride growing up. Ah! No! And, it seems like they, tried to make it a lot in the spirit of the original. So, I'm excited for all the new stuff and new changes that they seem to have added. So that's mine. But Metroid Prime 4 is pretty cool. I have never played a Metroid game, though. Whoa! That's Aru's most anticipated, too. Hey, Aru knows what's up. Kirby Air Riders hype. What about you, that old guy? Do you have a most anticipated Nintendo game? No.
No. Kirby Air Ride. That one's probably the top one.
Kirby, yeah. Good choice.
Mainly because I don't know that many others.
Yeah. Ow, ow. Jump over here and fall immediately. Darn. Let's try this again. Oh no! I rolled. Ah. Okay, I guess that wasn't a good thing to try. Come on, even out, even out, even out. Come on. Come on. Come on!
Yes, you just finished.
Aw, it wasn't enough. You did good though. You did better than me. How did you make it? That's epic. Good job, that old guy.
Thank you.
You did all you could. I cannot believe how many characters they added to Kirby Air Riders. There's gonna be so many characters. It went from only 3, but mostly Kirby, to now 1,000,000 characters, all these different Kirby ones. Fastra says, alright, I'm gonna head out. Make sure you win some crowns. Also, thank you, Raiders, for being epic. Hope you enjoy Bob's content. Thanks, Fastra. And have a good night. Thanks for sticking around. We're gonna try our best to win some crowns for you. And it looks like a cool story mode too for Kirby Air Riders. I didn't know about that, but if so, then that's pretty cool. Unexpected. Night sweet dreams. All right, let's see if the
Navigate the obstacles.
this
Hey,
is
the
the one
bars
where
are missing again.
yeah, they're not missing this time.
Oh. Well, let's see if we can pretend they are.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. The fan, it caught me in a perpetual loop of regenerating, just going over and over. That's annoying.
Yeah. No! I think so. We may see some in the next showcase. I forgot when that is. Okay. I look forward to the next showcase. I really liked how Sakurai was talking about the Kirby game and playing it and everything. It was very enjoyable. Oh no! That was so bad. Jump! Oh. Hey, that old guy. Did you just get knocked?
Yes.
Oh no! Alright, back out. Back out, back out, back out. Dang. Neither of us made it.
I feel like that one wasn't that hard. I was a little surprised.
Yeah. I guess we were too slow. Wait, I didn't know I was covering the chat. I can fix that. There we go.
All right, here we go. Going to do great on this one.
Yes. There we go. Nice. Thanks for the lift. Ah! Nice. How's it hanging back there, that old guy? Uh-oh.
I'm still moving.
You got this. Easy. You know it, Stace. Easy money.
Come on.
You got this, that old guy. I'm not doubting you for a moment. Perfect. Alright, now you just stand on one of those platforms and it'll launch you into the goal. Yeah, look at you.
Whee! 7th squad position.
Yeah. Easy.
Oh, we're fine. Thirteen squads qualified. Oh, that's the one where everyone follows each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's do this. Oh. Oh, we're already close.
Oh.
What happened, that old guy?
Well, I made a guess and I was wrong. But I made it.
Yeah, you did it! If you hadn't made it, we wouldn't have qualified. Nice. Perfect cutoff. Yeah, you saw that? You saw that? Ooh, rock and roll.
Don't hit me. We just have to push the ball, right?
Yep.
So what's the challenge? What's the secret? I should say.
I
What
don't know.
slows people's ball down?
Yeah, you can try to sabotage the other team.
How?
Once we get to the end of this, there's a part where it converges, and then we are able to theoretically go and stop the other person's ball. No!
No.
Oh, that sucks! Aww.
We're last. Man, we were like hard last.
Yeah, that was a little sus. Hello, dementia. What is that little emote? Is that a penguin? A penguin in a suit, smoking. I like that emote. Rip. Throlin, thanks for the hydrate time. Welcome in, Throlin. I appreciate
I
it.
guess I have to go get some water because I have finished my Dr. Pepper.
Okay, you have time.
Because I'm ready and says you're spectating.
Uh-huh. I forgot to back out. That old man. That I like that tag. That old man likes Dr. Pepper. That's my boy. He does. He does like Dr. Pepper. I'm assuming you do as well. That old guy. There we go. Now you got it. Now you got it, Throwin. Did you get your water yet, that old man?
I have, and I even took a sip.
Nice. That elderly
Matchmaking
fella.
has been canceled. What happened?
Wait, what? You're not in it?
Yeah, I'm
Dang
not.
it.
It said because the other one left.
No, I'm. My game is starting, but I'll quit out if you're not in it.
I'm not in it.
Man. Another glitch.
Man. It was that we started, and then all of a sudden it said matchmaking stopped because the other player left or something like that.
Yeah, it glitched.
Says you're starting, and I'm clearly just sitting here.
What?
I'm just waiting. Nothing's happening.
We're not
I'm in
falling?
the lobby. No, I'm just standing here looking at you. I should say you and I are standing on little posts, and
You
maybe
can write-
I'll. Yeah.
How
Nothing
about now?
moved. It says for you it says playing game, and for me it says ready. And no, it didn't work. Do I need to close the game or something?
That wouldn't hurt. Blueberry says, kept you guys on in the background while I did some work, and I finally finished. Good job on finishing your work. It was a pleasure meeting you, your dad, and your chat room. I hope y'all have a good night and happy games. Thank you, Blueberry Toast. Glad you're able to finish your work. That's a really cute doggy emote. And yeah, thank you, and hope you have a good night as well. Thanks for stopping by. Did you close out your game?
Mm-hmm. I'm starting it up again.
Alright, that should work. Yeah, that was an awesome raid. that made my night.
Can you send me a new invite?
Yeah, oh, is your game open?
It's opening. It's not open yet.
Okay, I might need to send another invite then, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. I accepted.
Nice.
It says you're playing the game.
I'm not. I'm
It
on the
shows you
waiting
by
screen.
yourself, and I'm with you.
What?
I can see you. My screen has both of us on it.
Mine's doesn't. Throlin says, wait, Christmas Bob got raided? Where was Gondor when Westfold fell? Where was Gondor when the guys were falling? What? What is that a reference to? That has to be some sort of reference. When the guys were falling.
You disappeared, so I'm thinking I need to go to invite again.
Throlin said Lord of the Rings, but Stacy said Lord of the Wings, you swine. Dang. Yeah, see? You saw that too, Throlin? You saw that?
I thought it was Lord of the Rings.
You
Can
knew
you send
it?
me another invite, please?
It's not letting me.
Yes.
It's not letting me invite you.
I'll close the game again, I guess.
I'll try it. Because since you've already closed and opened it, I think mine might be the issue. Sorry, Throlin, but who doesn't know that? Throlin said ban her. Mods, ban Stacy. Not a lot of people have seen the movies. Oh, Throlin coming to my defense. My Polonian says my eyes are starting to feel like 50-pound weights. So have a nice rest of the stream. Happy to be able to spread the love and peace. Definitely. You spread a lot of love, and that was very appreciated. Have a great night, Polonian. Promise. Stacy says, yeah, but Bob's a nerd? Dang. She got me. Okay. But it's still not everyone's kind of movie. I would be interested in giving it a try. Why isn't it starting up? Come on now. Come on now, Fall Guys.
Maybe it needs to update too.
Definitely seems like Bob's kind. I see. I see how it is. I look like I would like the Lord of the Rings. I probably would.
I think you would.
You know what, Stacy? You're not invited to my Lord of the Rings themed birthday party. He really went there. He really went there. At least I'd get the references. No, I know all of them. Test me. I know the one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them, one ring to. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it goes. My Fall Guys isn't starting back up, that old guy. Yeah, but you wouldn't watch some movies with us? What? My game is not starting up. What is this? Man. Ah! I just clicked Steam VR by accident. I hope it doesn't actually try to open that. What is this talking about? Stacy says, why wouldn't I? Because you're not invited. I don't want to come anyway. I'm going to have my own. Good, you rude monster. Stop it to me. Stop it to me? What? Dang, this fight is crazy. Stacy, you're gonna have your own Lord of the Rings party with your cats. Come on, Steam. It's updating Steam, just like yours did. You're the gala to my Frodo. That is not very good. That is so mean. I want to be the Samwise to your Frodo. What's up?
That's a high compliment that she just gave you, just so you know.
The Samwise one? Ah, I see. I don't know. I'm not familiar.
If she wants to be the Samwise to your Frodo, that's a huge compliment.
Oh. I would not have known. Won't happen until...
Samwise is his dearest friend, and Samwise never, ever gives up on him.
Won't happen. Somebody already has that spot. Understandable. It's Bob. He's my Samwise. You're the Gimli to my Legolas? He doesn't even know who that is.
I know who Legolas is.
She meant Samwise. Yeah, you're right, Stacy. I can work with that. Let's go. Throlin understands. Why is Steam taking so long to update? You're the Gandalf to my Pippin? Do you get that one, that old guy?
Okay. Gandalf to my Pippin? What? So, does that mean you're a wise old man guiding her? Yeah.
I think we're confusing him now. We really are. I wish I understood.
Not confusing me.
What? Dang, it's stuck on updating Steam. And yes, Stacy is a 1,000+ year old man. Dang. While we sit here and stare at his Garfield-colored screen. I feel like it sometimes. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
You shall not pass.
It's canon in the lore that Stacy is actually Gandalf. Dang. It's an honor that Gandalf's in my chat right now. That's pretty crazy. Christmas Bob 1. You must be an expert in the lore, Thrulin. More than I could ever be. See, me, I would have never known that Stacy was in it. She never told me. Uh-oh. Now it's making me sign into Steam again. Why is this happening? All I wanted to do was restart it. But at first it had to update Steam, and then now this. Now it's just loading and loading on the sign-in. Problem communicating with the server. Okay. Stacy, you're the one ring to my Sauron. Always controlling. No. I'm saying no about the Steam not opening. We might just have to call the stream there if it's not going to open. Let me try again. Christmas Bob 1. Come on now. We can just be Pippin and Mary, full of whimsy and shenanigans. I don't know who that is, but that whimsy and shenanigans sounds good to me, so I'll take it. This is injustice. Hey. Has the quarrel been resolved? Loading user data, that's what it says. Alright. Let me try it one more time. And if it still doesn't work, I will call it there. Which is a shame, because I was having... Oh, wait, it's opening. I wanted to stop at 1 anyways, which is really close to 1 right now. Welcome, Nightwing. So when's second breakfast? What? Oh, the Nightwing 005. Thank you for the follow. I didn't hear the notification for some reason, but thank you. I don't know what second breakfast is, Thrillin'. I'm sorry. Aru, welcome in, says Among Us. Exactly. You always know what to say, Aru. I mean, it's almost 7 a.m., so I should probably be having first breakfast soon. Oh, Stacy, almost 7 a.m. Thank you for sticking around in this goofy little stream, even though it's so late. I didn't care what to tell you then, Stacy, since I'm on my 3rd breakfast. What is going on? I didn't know there was more than 1, but now I know. That old guy, how many breakfasts do you have?
Can you hear me?
Incredible.
No.
Alright, my Fall Guys is reopening. We might be able to get in 1 or 2 more games if it continues to open.
That's a fail.
I can't hear you. Hello, Zambob Slayer. Welcome in. Today I'm doing Fall Guys, but my game totally crashed and it wasn't letting us start the game. So then I restarted it, but now it's taking forever to open back up. So right now we're just kind of chilling here. So yeah, welcome in. How's your night/day going? Your name has Bob Slayer in it, which means that you're my mortal enemy. So now we're bullying him. I know everything about Lord of the Rings. I'm an expert.
Everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything. If it doesn't open by 1, then we'll just call it there. It says my game's opening, but it's just a gray screen right now. Oh wait, We might be able to finish this off, finish the night better than that.
I tried to. I opened Discord on my laptop, but then my mic wasn't working for some reason. I was able to get onto your channel, but it couldn't detect my microphone, so I went back to my AirPods.
Okay, that's fine. We're actually bullying Stacy, but she won't accept the fact that Bob knows everything about Lord of the Rings. Thank you. Thank you, Throlin. You understand. I am very smart. I am very Lord of the Rings smart. Also, I just noticed that the hat you're wearing is not the hat hung on your lights. Oh yeah. That's a separate little hat. Zambob says, oh, I was going to say, don't know if you're on PC, but if apps don't work properly, then use Task Manager to end the app. Thank you for the advice, Zambob. Thankfully, it has finally opened back up, but it sure took a long time. Did you get my invite, that old guy?
It said all of a sudden at the top, disconnected. Why would it say that?
And mine says an error has occurred. Please try again later. Error EOS invalid user. Oh man, there's all these. We were playing just fine. What's going on?
Try one more time.
I've tried several times. An error has occurred. Please try again later. Why does it say that? Can he invite you? Maybe. Can you try that old guy?
Yeah.
You just press the open party thing on the bottom left and then invite me.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll work. Okay, not gonna lie, I've never seen that before.
There you are.
Oh no, I'm encountering new errors.
Error has occurred. Please try again later. And it says error is EOS _ invalid user.
Yep, that happened to me too. All right. Well, we tried our best to troubleshoot. Hopefully next time it'll work and not just randomly stop working. But because we both restarted our games, and that is the only thing I would have thought to do. So, rip. I know. I didn't want it to end like this, but looks like it has to. Zambob says,
sort it out.
Yeah. Then again, I've never played Fall Guys on PC. Ah. What do you usually play on? Stacy's an Xboxer. And then Throlin said, shook that Bob knows more than you. I would be also. Hey. It's okay, Zambob. You're invited to my birthday party still. Sorry, Stacy. Can't believe you hate me. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you, Stacy, Joanne, Throlin. I can't scroll up. There we go. And of course, Aru for the raid. All of y'all who came in and followed and gave some bits. It was very generous and very appreciated. Oh, PlayStation 5. That's what Zambob plays on. Nice. Throlin said, "Whoa! I never said I hated you." Yeah, let's set this record straight here. Thank you guys for watching. That was fun. That old guy, you did pretty good, all things considered. There was just a couple of maps that had your number, but you were able to do pretty good. And we made it to the final a few times, so that's an absolute. I see this as an absolute win.
Thanks.
Of course. All right. If you ever find yourself getting raided by a party of like 300 and something, then you take care out there.
Take care out there.
Zambob, thank you for the follow. I just saw the notification. Thank you. I don't know why it was muted, but thank you. It was muted on my end at least. Hopefully the stream still heard the little sound. Good night, Jojo Cujo. It was nice to meet you.
Very cool. Very cool.